Well, I tried to find another way, you're not following there.
That's all you can find, huh?
Yeah. And everyone's talking about snaps.
Is it up to those two to make a
Yeah,
motion? Can
yeah.
I make a motion?
I think you can make a motion, yeah.
You can do everything today. You're head honcho.
I'm IT. I'm it.
You are, I tell you.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Are we on?
We're on.
Okay. Good afternoon. I'm going to call the Redevelopment Commission meeting for Monday, November the 3rd to order. Please note that we're missing 3 members today, but we do have a quorum. So the first item of business is to have a pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Isn't that part of it?
I
Okay.
think so.
Welcome, everyone. First item is to look at the minutes and approve the minutes.
I'd make a motion to approve.
Bill makes a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I second.
Jack seconds. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay. Thank you, Whitney, for your good minutes. Okay, so that puts us to new business. Item number 1 is a declaratory resolution adding the Polk Trust to the acquisition list.
Oh, yeah, so as we've discussed in the past, we did the appraisals. We've entered into an agreement to purchase the property, or we will be entering into an agreement to purchase the property. But prior to doing that, the Polk parking lot that's downtown has to be added to the acquisition list. And to do that, you have to amend the economic development plan for the Northern TIF area, economic development area. So we're starting that process. And much like all the other processes, it'll have to come before you. So today you would approve this resolution. It will go to the Plan Commission next Monday. It'll go to the City Council and then back to the Redevelopment Commission as next meeting. If all that gets approved, it'll be added to the acquisition list, and then we'll move forward with the acquisition of that parking lot.
And just for the record, that parking lot is at the corner of Indiana and Main Street, across from the Jail Museum.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is just the first step, and then it'll come back to you with another resolution of which would adopt a plan to add it to the acquisition list.
Okay, any questions, thoughts? Okay. Well, I would make a motion that we approve Resolution 2025-11-01.
I'd second.
Bill seconds. Any other discussion or comment? Okay, thank you, Jeremy. All those in favor of approving the resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it. Resolution, I should say, passes. Jeremy, you can put that on the list.
All right.
Item number 2, under new business, annual spending plan.
So as per the state requirement, every year before a certain date, I want to say it's sometime in November, I need to upload a spending plan for 2026 for the Redevelopment Commission. This framework was provided by the state. It's not something I put together, so I'll just briefly run through it, but it's basically just laying out the potential funds that are available and could be spent next year. If we don't list every dollar in here, if we spend one penny over that, then I have to go back and redo this plan. So you'll see every dollar's in here, and then whether or not we spend it all's neither here nor there, but it'll be in the actual spending plan. So the section A, you just have all the debt payments that we have, so all of our outstanding bond issues. So you have a total debt payment for next year of $1,374,830. Any money that was budgeted in any of our budgets for capital expenditures in category C, which is $6,345,000. We don't have any economic development contributions for organizations. We don't have any nonprofit organizations. We don't have any grants or loans. We don't have any grants or loans for financial assistance to Neighborhood Development Corps. Professional expenses, we have $985,000 budgeted for next year for professional services. We don't have any capital operating expenses for police and fire. Payments of operating expenses, so our operating expenses for next year, $204,380. We don't have any military bases, no eligible efficiency programs, no training, no other permissible reimbursements. Bond proceeds, obviously we have the $13 million that was on the street department bond, so that's in for 2026. Expenditures from property tax levy, $404,280 in the budget from an action. That's the redevelopment general budget. It's the only budget that is based on tax dollars. So that's what that's representing. That $404,280 is all of what redevelopment general budget is. And then all you're doing is adding up all the expenses at the end, which totals $22,313,490. Obviously, it does not mean that we're going to spend $22,313,490, but it does mean that that is potential money that's in the budgets for 2026. Some of that is in there twice. Like I said, I didn't create this form. If I did, it would be better, but this is what gets uploaded to the state, so I'm filling it out as they have requested, even though it's wrong.
Jeremy, could you explain a little bit line L, where we got 13 million kind of earmarked? What could you give us some examples of expenditures that might go through that?
So that 13 million is the street department bond issue. Since we were the bonding of that, I've just put that bond in there. Now we've spent a little bit more than 13 million, but we have some other bonds that are outstanding too. So I just put 13 million in there. But that would be bond related, yeah. And to give you an idea, like if you look at G, it says payment of operating expenses. You look at, and then you have these other ones that are like capital, and then you go down to M. It says expenditures from property tax levy. Now it doesn't say expenditures from property tax levy not already included in a different category. It just says expenditures from property tax levy, which, by the way, is in 3 other different categories too. So that's why I was saying, like, they didn't really think this through when they did this. So it is what it is. I filled it out as they have presented it, and Lynn has and will submit it to the state so that we're in compliance with the state requirements. But I do not. It's not accurate. You'd be much better served to actually look at the budgets, which, by the way, are also submitted to the state. But that's what
I was thinking you had to do that before.
Yeah.
You're just putting it in a different form.
You're just putting it in a different form.
Okay.
So this will come to the council tonight, Jack, and Jeremy won't be present. So if there are any questions, I guess it's up to you and I to answer.
Yeah, ask them now if you have any questions, but,
I guess I'd just kind of like a little rundown on some of the bigger areas, like the capital expenditures C.
yeah, so capital expenditures, most of that money comes out of the Northern TIF district, but we do have some money in both of the residential TIF districts for capital expenditures. And that would be that'd be concrete projects like millworks or road improvement, Anchorage Road, any utility projects, Petro Drive extension, like anything in that category is actual, we're building something somewhere.
Okay. Lawyers, they get too much anyhow, but that's the way it is.
So they've cast a really wide net
Yeah.
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, so the two big categories are the capital expenditures and then professional services. The professional services have been a little bloated the last couple of years because of the Anchorage Road project. I mean, it's whenever we do those NDOT projects, they have a requirement that you have a contractor on site to inspect, and that is a reimbursable, but we have to pay it out of pocket. So we do get reimbursed a percentage of it, but that comes in after we've already paid it out. And those contracts are usually 15% of a project. So, for example, our Anchorage Road bid for 4.1 million. So we'll have, I think, 600 some thousand in construction inspection that we will have to pay out. We'll get reimbursed 80% of that back, or most 80%. We're a little underfunded because they didn't contribute to the increase in the project costs, but most of it we'll get. I think we'll still get 65% back or something like that. So
65.
yeah,
Wow.
a lot less than 80, but you know, we're actually contributing about 43% to the Anchorage Road project, not the 20%.
So the state agreed to 80%, but we're only really going to get 65.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They've changed. I kind of went over this with Mike, and I can go over it a little bit, but it's changed pretty dramatically over the last 3 or 4 years, 5 years. It used to be you would get awarded a project, and they would never set the dollar amount. They would set dollar amounts, but they wouldn't set specific. Oh, this is all you're going to get. And then probably 3 or 4 years ago, they started saying, signing a letter saying this is it. Don't ask for any more money. And it's kind of like, well, a lot of it's unknown. I mean, you're designing projects that you're going to build 4 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think they need to change the name from 80/20 to just project grant money, you know. How much money do you think you need? Well, we think we need 4 million. And then at the end of the day, if it's 5, it's on us to come up with the gap. But the whole 80/20 is garbage now. It's not 80/20.
That's too bad.
Makes you want to kind of pad it when you go in to ask them.
That's the conversation. Yes, exactly. It's like they're going to find out the hard way that what's the other. I mean, I think communities are going to have to really try to overvalue these projects, because otherwise you end up 4 years down the road with a project that, I mean, we were supposed to, and you'll see here in a second, we were supposed to contribute around 800,000 as our match. We are now contributing pretty much 1.8 million as our match. So we're $1 million over what our match was supposed to be. So.
There's nothing we can do about it.
Oh, we could choose not to do the project and pay back the $700,000 they've already paid us. Those are our choices.
And leave it in the state it's in.
Yeah. So give them back $700,000 and not do the project
Yeah.
and still have a road that desperately needs improvements, or pay.
Even more so now because
Yeah.
of the work that's been
Yeah.
done to get it ready.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So great options we have.
You need a motion on this?
I don't think so, but
It doesn't have a signed signature.
I would just say, I would make a motion that you reviewed and approve submitting to the state. That's all I would do.
I'd make a motion of that.
That way, if anybody asks.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other further discussion? Hearing none, I call for the vote. All those approving submitting this to the state, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Jeremy, you can send it.
All right.
Okay, next on our agenda is approval of claims.
We have a few. Indiana American Water, $399.73 is for the Marsh water bill. Kosciuszko County Auditor, $10 is auditor fee to record the deed. County Recorder, $25 is a recorder fee for the deed. A&Z Engineering, $6,690 is for County Road 200 North and Husky Trail roundabout design. Bank of New York, $300,000 is our sewage bond pledge. So that gets paid for that. That's $600,000 overall. This is the second payment this year. So it'd be $300,000 for the second payment. Barnes and Thornburg, $6,850.38 is for legal services for Marsh. Fort Wayne newspaper, $179.40 is our yearly subscription to the Fort Wayne newspaper. BIT computers, $3,387.14 is for 2 computers. Earlier this fall, they were phasing out all the old Windows products. Our computers are very old and could no longer be updated through Windows, so we had no choice but to buy 2 new computers. So that's why we have 2 new computers. Not because our old ones quit working, they still worked, but they were no longer able to be put on Windows.
Familiar with that situation, very much so.
Yep. Baker Tilly, $2,342.50 is for AutoCam and work on Marsh. Indiana Department of Transportation, this is for the Anchorage Road project in the amount of $1,792,277.71. And then West Hill Development, our lease payment for the Shell Building number 3 in the amount of $42,000. And then I added on a NIPSCO relocation fee for 3 poles in the amount of $12,456, and that work is for the Millworks project.
Jeremy, 1.8, I'll call it, million. We pay that in increments?
No. So most of everything except for construction, we manage, and it's a reimbursable grant. The construction component is not. We send our money to them, and the state manages and pays out that contractor throughout the construction project, and we do not pay any claims during the construction.
So we have to send them a check for that.
We send them a check, and then as that project's being built, they deal directly with the contractor. We do not. But the rest of so the engineering contract, you would see as a council, I'd come to you sometimes or Board of Works with pay applications and so forth. Right away, we would buy, reimburse. Construction inspection, we pay, reimburse. The only thing that we don't make any payments on is the construction. We send them a check, and they oversee the actual construction process and make any pay applications during that period.
So all the claims go right to the state.
Yes. And I think that's primarily because the money's coming from them because they have, at 1.8, they've got, what, 2.2 million, that's state money that would come. So it's just easier for them to manage that process, and it would be, usually we're supposed to be we're supposed to be the 20%. In this case, we're the 43%, but yeah.
Any questions, gentlemen?
I move we accept the claims for redevelopment for November 3rd, 2025.
Second.
Okay. Jack's made a motion, seconded by Bill. All those in favor of approving the claims for November, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Jeremy.
You're welcome.
Next order of business is other business. Do we have any other business?
I do not at this point. I think right now we're planning on having a meeting on the 17th, but we'll see what work we have to do.
For 17th.
The resolution we just approved would not come back until the December meeting because it has to go through the Plan Commission and the council before it would come back to you. So that will not be on, I don't think that's on the 17th. That'll be on that first meeting in December. But so depending on whether or not we have some other things come up between then and now, I am still trying to get so we've done the disposition process for AutoCam, but we haven't actually closed or disposed of the property yet, so I'm still working on that, so that may be on that November 17th meeting deadline.
Okay. Any updates on anything else?
Hope to close on the bond for Millworks second week, so by the time we meet again, we may have closed on that, or be closing that week on that bond for the Millworks. You haven't seen the Union Station Lost project. I mean, they're going pretty good. It's starting to really take shape, especially the exterior. Hopefully they'll have that all buttoned up before the next month and a half, and then then you'll start to see them go underground. Everything will be inside for quite a few months until they do the parking lot, but
Which is the old Gacky property.
old Gacky property, yeah.
Yeah, I was by there the other day and I see they got a propane tank sitting out there, so they must be planning on working through the winter.
Pumping heat in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting really close. I mean, they've got a lot of the bricks up, and so I'm sure they're hoping to get all that
It looks nice.
done. Yes, it does look really sharp.
Really nice.
Yeah. I think they're hoping to get all that work done before the snow flies, and then they'll just be inside for the next 3 or 4 months.
Well, my wife told me that's supposed to be next week.
Starting to feel that way.
And the Marsh property?
Closing on the Marsh property, I think it's set for the 12th of November.
Okay.
And then I'm still working on the closing date for the outlot, but yeah.
Okay. And I have that on my calendar.
Yes. Good.
Anything else, gentlemen?
I hear a lot of buzz about the new coffee place going in.
Do you?
Yeah. I've been approached by a number of people who frequent the one up in Napanee, and they can't wait for it to come, so
Good. Well, I'm sure they'll be excited to hear about
Yeah.
that.
I think it might, we're not familiar with the name, but other people who are, they like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's brand recognition is growing pretty good for that. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see, but.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I hope you feel better.
And that makes two of us.
And if there's no further business or questions, I'll adjourn the meeting. We all good on that?
Yep.
We are adjourned.
All right.
Thank you.
As far as adjournment, Mike, you made a motion, who wants to second?
Second.
Okay.